Hello, my friends, and welcome to Yoga by the Moon. My name is Michelle, and I'm here to guide you through a full moon practice for the full moon of April 1st, 2026. I apologize if it's a little harder to hear me. My air purifier turned on as I started to film this, so I do apologize for that. I will try to speak up as it goes so that you can hear me. So full moon, right? Full moons are all about completion. We are at the peak of the lunar cycle. And so a lot of things peak right now, like chaos, our emotions. There's a lot of just energy peaking right now under the full moon. Full moons also, because they are bright and beaming and glowing, they shine a light on things that are normally hidden, on truths that we may have beneath the surface. So the full moon really allows that to become illuminated. And so what that does is it allows us to surrender to the path of alignment with ourselves. So we do a lot of that in a full moon practice. We surrender and tune in and become in alignment. This particular full moon, we are embarking on Aries season now. Aries is a driven, passionate, very self-minded, independent, fiery fire sign. Very of all the fire signs and all the signs on the zodiac, the one that has just the most fiery energy is always known as Aries. Aries is always the one that kind of comes to mind for that. They're very driven, very high powered, high energy. And so we get a lot of high energy with the full moon, especially a full moon in Aries season. This particular full moon happens in the sign of Libra. And Libra is in opposition to Aries on the zodiac wheel. So it's on the opposite side of the zodiac wheel to Aries. And when two signs are in opposition during a full moon, what happens is the full moon really shows us where those opposing signs have conflict. Now, Libra is it's represented by the scales. So they're about justice and balance and harmony. And Libra is very social-minded, like Aries, but in a peace, reaching out for peace, reaching out for social connection and harmony and everything. They're a very outward-driven sign, a very external, heart-based sign. And Aries is very much on the me relationship, the independence, the fierce energy. And it's a very self-driven, independent, me sign. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean because our relationship with ourselves is very important, and it's the only one that lasts our whole lives, right? So it's very important to have that me energy. But it's also important to have that outward energy, right? So this full moon really shows us where there may be imbalance in our internal relationships, the ones with ourselves and the ones that we have externally. Where are we maybe tending to ourselves more, where we could be giving outward to others? Where are we sharing of ourselves to others at the expense of ourselves? This light from the full moon shows us where those things are so that we can surrender and find alignment and harmony in those relationships. So today's practice is all about kind of balancing the out and the in, surrendering to the universe, and releasing with the full moon. We're going to begin standing with our breath work today, so join me standing on the mat. Now, before I begin any sort of movement, I do want to let you know, I don't know if you can see right now, but I do happen to have a block handy. You might want one nearby. If you don't have a block, a book or a couple books, a pillow, any of those things may be useful. You don't need to use them, but they are handy if a little later in the practice, if you wish. Now, our breathing practice today is going to be a bit more of a meditative practice. We're just going to breathe in and out through the nose, just long, deep breaths. And this is called heart-centered breathing. And this really brings kind of harmony and balance within, so we can extend harmony and balance without. And since this full moon is all about finding balance and harmony in our relationships. And we're adding to that the power of Libra, which is about harmony too. I thought that if we did this heart-centered breathing, we could really focus on that. And the meditation that we're going to use as we do this heart-centered breathing, on our inhales, deep inhales, we're going to imagine all of that energy and love going inward and tending to our inner self relationship. And then as we exhale long, deep breaths out, we're going to imagine that love, that energy, that relationship, care and concern extending outward to our greater community, our family, our friends, whatever our network is. So we're going to breathe into ourselves and breathe out to our communities. So please join me in 5 long, deep breaths doing this heart-centered breathing. If you wish, you may have one hand on your belly and one on your heart. Maybe you wish to put both on your heart. Maybe you just wish to have your hands at your side. But arrive here standing at the mat, whatever posture is comfortable for you. If you wish, you may have a soft gaze or even gently close your eyes. Take a nice, long, deep inhale, bringing love into your center, tender, loving care to yourself. Nice exhale, long, deep, steady exhale, sending that love, that care, that concern outward. Again, inhale, love in. Exhale, love out. Inhale, love in. Exhale, love out. Inhale, love in. Exhale, love out. One last long inhale, love into yourself. When you think you can't breathe in anymore, just take one last tiny sip of air. Hold it, and then release it long and steady, sending love outward. If you had your hands at your heart or belly or both, gently drop them to your sides. Notice how that prana, that life force, may be circulating through you right now. If your eyes were closed or you had a soft gaze, you may want to gently flutter them open to arrive into our movement practice here on the mat. On our next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms overhead, and then we're going to fold forward into ragdoll, crossing our hands to our opposite elbows. So inhale, sweep those arms up overhead, reach tall. Exhale, grabbing opposite elbows, hang down. Ragdoll. It's a posture of release right here. We're starting our practice here in releasing the tension in our back bodies, releasing the need to hold ourselves up right now. Generously bend those knees. Be comfortable. No need to try and straighten through or get the deepest stretch possible. This is about surrender. This is about tender, loving care. This is about release. One more breath here, just hanging in ragdoll. Exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly turn, bringing our right elbow up at the side towards our right hip, and then we're going to swing that left elbow up overhead, and then finish that circle coming all the way down, making these torso circles from ragdoll pose. Now go the other direction, releasing through that spine, finding gentle movement. Now bring those hands all the way up overhead. When you're ready, heel toe your feet a little bit wider than hips distance, toes pointed out, heels pointed in. And then on an exhale, cactus those arms as you sink into those knees, 90 degrees for both the elbows and the knees here in goddess pose. Nice, strong posture, but a posture also about balancing and bringing in that divine feminine energy, which even if you are not a female, bringing in that divine feminine energy gives us this yin empowerment, this love empowerment, this nurturing energy, which taps into the energy of the moon herself. We all have masculine and feminine energies, whether we are male or female, or whether we identify as whatever gender we identify as. We all have it, and this really calls that feminine in. One more breath here, holding goddess. On an exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat, keeping your knees as they are, opening through that left wing, bringing your left hand towards the ceiling. You might want to look to the left side here in a goddess twist. One more breath in here. On an exhale, bring that left hand down to replace the right. Open up through the right and look to the right. Twist to the other side. One more breath in here. On an exhale, rise back up. Keep your legs out wide. But this time we are going to turn our left toes towards the back of our mat. Turn our right toes out towards the back. So we are in a warrior stance as you bend into that right knee. Left arm comes back, right arm comes forward. Look over those left fingers. Warrior two. We're going to take a warrior two, reverse warrior flow with our breath. So inhale, open up, warrior two. Exhale, reach that left arm down through the back of the left leg and reach that right arm up and back. Reverse warrior. 3 more times. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, last warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. From here, just straighten through that right leg, making a reverse triangle now. Feel a nice stretch in that side body, nice release in our spine. One more breath in here. As you breathe out, come back up. Make those warrior two arms, keeping those legs straight. We're going to reach as far forward as we can with our right arm without dumping into our spine, keeping our spine straight. And when we can no longer reach anymore, you may wish to have a block handy here, but when you can no longer reach any further, we're just going to tick-tock our arms 12 and 6. And maybe you want to reach and grab at your thigh, your shin, top of your foot or the mat, or maybe you wish to have a block at your side. Wherever you are, keep your spine nice and long, arms nice and wide open. Here in this triangle pose, opening up our hearts, opening up to the universe. One more breath in like this, and you may wish to stay in triangle, or maybe you wish to come up lightly on those left toes, keeping your upper body and your right leg as they are. And when and if you're ready, you can grab that block, reach slightly forward, and launch off that left leg. here in half moon pose. Nice balancing posture, calling in the energies of the moon. One more breath. Exhale, bring that left leg down to the mat. Does not need to be graceful whatsoever. Turning left toes out, right toes out, heels in once again. Reaching those arms up, cactus the arms, bend into the knees, goddess pose, just for one breath. Inhale back up. And now we're going to turn towards the left side of the mat. So we're going to turn those right toes at a diagonal towards the back, towards the front of our mats, towards the left, turn the left toes towards the front, bend into that left knee, left arm forward, right arm back, warrior two. Look over those left fingers, nice strong legs, nice strong arms, open wide, open to receiving all those hidden truths revealed by the full moon. One more breath in here. On an exhale, reach that right arm down, the right leg, left arm up and back. Reverse warrior. Flow, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. On this reverse warrior, straighten through that left leg now, keeping your arms as they are. Reverse triangle. Get a nice side body stretch for that left side body now. Nice deep breaths. One more breath in. On an exhale, left arm forward, right arm back again. Warrior two arms with triangle legs. We're going to reach that left arm as far forward as we can, and when we can no longer reach without dumping into our spine, we're going to tick-tock those hands again. Left hand down, right arm up. Now maybe your left hand comes by your thigh, maybe by your shin, not on your knee because you don't want to lock out your knee. Maybe you can reach your ankle or the mat, or maybe you wish to have that block handy to place your hand on the block and lift the earth up to you. Reach that right wing to the sky, opening ourselves up. One more breath like this. And when you're ready, if you have that block or you wish to grab one, walk it a couple steps away from the front of your left foot. Come up on the back of those right toes, and as you're ready, lift that right leg, keeping the rest of your body as it is, opening up to that right side wall. Half moon pose. Balanced posture to balance our energies, finding that harmony, calling in the energy of the moon. One more breath in here. When you're ready, on an exhale, bring that right foot back down to the mat. Plant your hands on either side of that left foot. And as you're ready, step left foot back to meet the right, hips high, downward facing dog. Maybe you wish to bend generously into that right knee as you straighten through the left leg. Holding here, getting a nice calf stretch in that left leg. Releasing. Inhale. Exhale, straighten that right leg now and bend generously into that left leg. Stretching through on the right side. Breathing deep. Now paddle your heels in whatever rhythm feels good to you. Maybe you wish to find stillness. In one more breath, we will all join together in stillness. And now looking to your hands just to make sure you have a nice long neck. So we're not dumping into our head, we're not pulling too far forward, keeping those hips high. Nice, strong downward facing dog. We're gonna do a downward dog to bear hover flow 5 times. I'll demonstrate the first and then you'll join me for the last 4. So we're going to inhale, hips high. Exhale, dropping those knees at a 90-degree angle to hover above the mat in tabletop hover. Inhale, lifting those hips high. Exhale, bear hover. Inhale up. Join me as you're ready. Exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, bear hover. Last one. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, bear hover, and we're just gonna hold here for 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower those knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Nice long spine, tabletop position. And then as you're ready here from tabletop, inhale, bring that belly to the floor as you look to the ceiling. Exhale, round your spine, looking down to the mat. Take a few rounds of cat and cow, releasing through that spine in your own way, tuning into that self-relationship and asking yourself what you need, tending to yourself. 1 more breath wherever you are. On our next inhale, we will all find stillness in tabletop. So we're going to turn our left toes, our left foot and knee, so that our foot comes to the left side of the mat, kind of parallel with the top of your mat. Your shin becomes parallel with the top of your mat. Keeping that left hand planted, stepping that right leg to the side, opening up through our right arm in a modified side plank. From here, we're going to lift that right leg, bend the right knee, and take your right hand to grab at the right ankle. Kick your foot away to open your chest, here in a sugarcane variation. Sort of mimicking that half moon we did earlier, opening ourselves up to the energy of the moon. 1 more breath in here. On an exhale, make your way back to tabletop. Take a round of cat and cow to reset that spine. And we will all meet in a neutral tabletop. Now our right shin comes parallel to the top of the mat, bringing that right foot to the right side of the mat this time, keeping that right hand planted, stepping that left foot out to the side and opening our left arm to the ceiling. Modified side plank on the other side. Lift that left leg, bend through that left knee, and grab at the left ankle with your left hand. Kick your left hand away with your left foot as you to open up your chest. Get a nice quad stretch as well. Sugarcane variation. 1 more breath in here. Exhale, make your way back to tabletop. Another round of cat and cow to reset through that spine. And then find a neutral tabletop position. On our next inhale, we're going to open our left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring that hand back down. 3 more like that. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last inhale, open. On this exhale, we're going to feed that left hand between our right leg and right arm, bringing that left hand and left shoulder down to the mat. In thread the needle. You're welcome to keep your arms and legs as they are, or maybe you wish to walk that right arm forward, or maybe even you wish to come up on those right toes and step that right leg back to deepen the shoulder stretch. Find your edge and either meet it or back off of it. There's no need to push yourself. My motto is not go hard or go home. My motto is tune in and surrender. Find release. Find yourself. Find balance, find peace. One more breath in here on thread the needle on this side. Exhale, bring that left arm under your shoulder. Inhale, we're going to open that right arm up to the sky now. Exhale, close. 3 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread that right arm between the left leg and left arm. Thread the needle on the other side. Once again, you can crawl your hand forward. You may want to come up on those left toes and step the left foot back. Whatever feels right to you. I like to stay in the tabletop position with my arms and legs because I don't like to go too deep into shoulder stretches myself, but you may wish to. Choose your own adventure here. One more breath in here. On an exhale, bring that hand under your right shoulder. Now we are going to do a yogi pancake, as I like to call it, coming onto our backs. Bring your legs to the bottom of the mat. Pull those shoulder blades back and together, lying on your back. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, we're going to bring that right leg, the right knee to your chest. Wind relieving pose, as it is known. So if it does as its name says, do not fear, do not worry. We are all human here. We are releasing in every possible way with this full moon. One more breath in here in knee to chest. On your exhale, you're going to take your left hand to the outer right part of your right knee as you pull that right knee across to the left side of the mat. Keep your right shoulder pressed into the mat as you pull that right knee to the left side. In reclined twist. Releasing through our glutes now, which is also releasing in the outer part of our hips. And as you've heard me say before, we store so much of our emotions in our hips. With full moons, emotions run high. In order to find balance, we must release stored emotion. Allow the moon to illuminate the emotions that we may have stored now and release them. No judgments, no worries, just surrender and release to clear the path for alignment with yourself. One more breath in here. On an exhale, unwind and bring that right heel down to the bottom of the mat. Inhale deep. Exhale, left knee comes to your chest now. Wind relieving pose on the other side. If it's not comfortable to keep that knee or over your chest and towards the center, and you wish to bring it out more towards the side or in your armpit to create space, please feel free to do so. Whatever feels most comfortable and most right for your body. This is what feels right to mine, but it may not feel right to you, and that is okay. It is all yoga. One more deep breath here in wind relieving pose. On your next exhale, you're going to take your right hand to the outer left part of your left knee. Bring that left knee across to the right side of the mat. Make sure you keep that left shoulder pressing into the mat as you bring that left knee down to the right side. Recline twist on the other side. Releasing. Surrendering. Tuning in so we can tune out to find that balance between Aries and Libra. Deep breaths here. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, unwind and bring that left heel to the bottom of the mat. Once again, pull those shoulder blades together. Make sure you've centered your spine on the mat. Once again, not all cockeyed or wiggly. Take a deep breath in. And this time on an exhale, we're going to bring both of our knees in and bring those feet towards the ceiling. Grab the outer edges of your feet with your hands, or maybe you want to use your peace fingers to hook around your toes. Whatever feels right to you. But here in Happy Baby, we're going to open through those hips and we're going to rock side to side to kind of find that playfulness, find that self-love, because it's a nice little massage for your spine. It's that innocence that we had as a baby. That's why it's called Happy Baby. Makes us happy. Feels good. Finds release. One more breath wherever you are. And then deep breath in as you hug everything together, nice tight in a ball. And as you exhale, bring those heels back down to the bottom of the mat. Open your palms towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades together. Find a comfortable Shavasana. Maybe you wish to find a soft gaze. Maybe you wish to close your eyes. Wherever you are, find yourself in a comfortable position for me to guide you through the meditation for this full moon. A full moon symbolizes not only reflection, but a time to let go. So tonight, let's embark on a meditation journey under this luminous glow of the full moon in Libra, also known as the warm moon. This celestial event marks a time of balance and harmony, mirroring the equinox's energy. When day and night are of equal length, the sun is shining again. We feel more awake. This moon symbolizes the awakening of the earth. The once frozen ground softens. The soil starts to re-emerge, heralding a return of flowers, birds, and warmer days. So be comfortable, settle in. Take a nice, long, slow inhale, and slowly let it go. Do that again. Slow, deep breath in, thinking about the cool, crisp air of the evening filling our lungs. Release your exhale slowly, letting go of any tension or worries. Continue finding the rhythm of your breath. And as you do, imagine the silvery light of the full moon bathing you in its serene glow. It's inviting peace and equilibrium into your being. In the spirit of Libra, this meditation focuses on balance, relationships, and harmony within ourselves and the world around us. So let's take a moment to reflect on the areas of our lives that we're seeking more balance. Is it between work and rest? Giving and receiving? Speaking and listening? Take a moment to think about where you need more balance in your life. This full moon is especially powerful for finding balance in your relationships. So ask yourself, how can I bring more harmony into my relationships, honoring both my needs and the needs of others? Consider all of your relationships, romantic and otherwise, your friendships, your family, all of the people you love. How can you bring more harmony there? If you're looking for love, how can you bring harmony within your own heart in order to manifest a relationship that is in alignment with who you are? How we live our life, how we show up for each day for ourselves and for others matters. It matters for our happiness. It helps us create the life we want by keeping ourselves in a higher vibration. So ask yourself, where in my life am I called to restore balance? Perhaps my inner world and my outer actions. What you feel in your heart, is it aligned with how you're acting on a daily basis? Take some time to breathe it in and consider it. If it's not aligned, what do you need to let go of in order to achieve that balance? In this life, we give more than we take, often. People are constantly asking things of us. Our sense of responsibility and duty always overshadows our personal needs. But reflect right now on how you can more effectively balance giving with receiving. Ask yourself, how can I ensure that my own cup remains full, even as I pour into others? Think about what you need right now and how you can bring balance into your life. What might you need to let go of, or perhaps shift, to make that happen? As you reflect on these things, remember that the scales are always gently tipping back and forth, seeking that perfect point of equilibrium. But life is never perfect. There's always ebbs and flows. What we can do is slow down, find our breath, feel ourselves getting closer to balance, understanding what we need to let go of in order to receive. And if we want to receive something, do we need to let go of something else? So your breath can be a symbol of how to calibrate those inner scales. As you breathe in, you're taking in what you need. As you breathe out, you're letting go of what you don't. You can always find your breath to do this. As we continue to breathe in and out, slowly and intentionally, silently repeat the following affirmations as I say them out loud, feeling their truth resonate within you under this full moon. I am in harmony with the universe, and this harmony reflects in all aspects of my life. I give and receive with grace and gratitude, maintaining balance in my relationships. With each breath, I invite peace and balance into my being, aligning myself, feeling balanced, and aware of all that I want and all that I don't. Allow the energy of the full moon to weave through your thoughts and emotions and anchor deep within you. Take a few more deep, intentional breaths, feeling the cool night air refresh and rejuvenate you. As you're ready, Bring some gentle movement into your body, wiggling your fingers and toes, turning your hands, wrists, and ankles, bending your knees and elbows, turning over to one side and gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Gently flutter your eyes open. Remember this sense of tranquility, this harmony, this sense of balance within you. And remember to use your breath to balance the scales of your daily life. Radiate harmony in all that you do. And remember that what you need is just as important as what others need from you. Take a nice long breath in, bringing love, joy, harmony, and peace within. And as you release it, extend that outward so we can find that balance once again. Thank you for practicing this full moon practice with me, finding balance and harmony and release. And I can't wait to do the last quarter moon practice with you on our next video. From my heart to yours, namaste.